marker?
Me being the person I am, I just want to have a natural conversation with you, and then I read it back and I realize, like, man, I was doing an interview right there, you know, maybe I should start closing myself off a little bit, you know, but I'm not capable of doing that. That's who I am. It's in my genetics. I'm not the guy that'll ever be able to make like surface music, you know, with no substance. I think all my projects, hopefully I'm working through some form of emotion, because I think that's what music is about. It's about connecting and people being able to relate.
Right side, let me see your hands, right side, right side.
In 5 years, I'd like people to view Take Care at that point as another point of consistency, man. Another over delivery on something that people thought I was gonna drop the ball on. You know, I think every time I say I'm about to do something, people are waiting for me to fumble. That's probably one of the biggest motivations behind a lot of my raps, is the amount of people that want me to fall or whatever. I think that should be the motivation for most rappers, you know. The further you climb towards the top, the more hands you have on your pant leg dragging you to the bottom. They just start tugging at you, but, you know, I wear really strong pants, man.
And I did it all for you. It's still you. I swear.
I think that's the best thing about having Lil Wayne as a boss. Like, the first time he listened to my album was last night. That's how much confidence he has in me. Like, he listened to it when it was on shelves, because he can't change anything now, you know? Drake isn't just me, you know? Drake is really me and 40, you know? We are Drake. We're almost like a group, I'd say. Like, I'll say to him, oh man, you know, I was up last night listening to so-and-so, and just the feeling that I got from that, I want to create that feeling. The conversation usually leads to 40 making a beat or making a bed, you know, a sort of basic track, and then, you know, I usually write the song right there. Usually start with a verse, but sometimes the hook or melody will come to me first. And then we just start building and building.
I know this ain't your first, but it's better than your last.
You must have done this before, this can't be your first time.
What really inspired me for this project actually was Jamie's Gil Scott remix album. I love XX. I'm a big fan of all their music. He makes these choices, man, to like utilize elements that are incredible as far as soulful, and then fuses it with his sound, which is like, it's almost like the most beautiful balance I've ever heard. Like, there's one song, I met him at a party, he said the sweetest things, and the way he uses this woman's voice.
I met him at a party, he said the sweetest things.
And the words she says, it was brilliant. It was very inspiring for me, which I ended up taking I'll Take Care of You and remaking it with Rihanna.
'Cause if you let me, here's what I'll do.
I think my goal was something that moves. I really wanted to bring her into our world, but still allow her to be herself, and I think she like really shined bright. She comes from a place that's so rich in culture, so rich in music, but being like I feel like the most iconic female, period, right now. Next to Nicki Minaj, of course, because she's climbing in iconic. She's just doing incredible. I mean, she's my favorite person. But Kendrick Lamar says something on my album that rings so true, which is that women are the tastemakers for the music that we make.
We talk casually about the industry and how the women be the tastemakers for the shit we making.
Women buy records, and women fall in love with music and listen to it when they fall asleep, and it moves them. And I have this fascination with getting into the minds of women and truly letting them know how I think as a man, and letting them know how I view them as women. That should appeal to men as well. It's my opinion. I think Nicki picks the records that she gets on very carefully and utilizes each and every opportunity, as does Lil Wayne. But I think that's the theme amongst that sort of trifecta, is like consistency. And I've seen artists fall because their verses, the quality of their music starts to fall, you know, and I think that our sounds aren't that refreshing 15 years from now or 10 years from now, and then we know when to either evolve, change, or just stop.
You're no longer involved, that person has it all, and you just stuck standing there, but I said say so.
If we do go on to sell whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is, just selling that amount of records and truly making a project that I wanted to make front to back. I want people to really feel like I knew Drake while he was on this earth. I know everything about him. There were no secrets. There was nothing that he hid, no feelings that he concealed. I guess in 5 years, hopefully I have, you know, a couple more projects out that surpass Take Care, but I would like for them to say, I remember that moment when I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and Drake delivered an album that, you know, served a purpose in my life. That's all I really asked for. Continuing forward with that mindset, I just wonder where it'll take me. I use Google like I use a toothbrush. That's like part of my life, for real.